Leetcode 346 moving average from data stream. So we get a data stream and we need to calculate the moving average. So let's say that we receive this 2 moving average. Let's say that the moving average is going to be on 3 elements. 2 moving average is 2, 2. Then we get 3 moving average is the average of this. We get 4, the moving average is of this. We get 1, we need to get rid of this, and this would be the moving average. We get another one, let's say, need to get rid of this, and this would be the moving average. So you see that we get rid of items on the left. If we needed to get rid of items from the right, we could just use a stack, which in Python would just be, we would define an array and call dot pop, and this brings us to the Python tips. But because we need to remove items from the left and we want it to be of 1, then we would create the queue, which always in Python, when you need a queue, just created the queue, and we would call dot pop left. And with that, let's move directly to the answer. So you see the whole thing is stateful. This is the answer. And as we see in this answer, we first initialize all our variables, and then we get the next item, calculate the moving average. Someone calls the class on the next item, which is val, calculate the moving average. So we first create the queue. We first need to import it. And as you see, from collections, import the queue. So whenever you need a queue, use the queue. The queue means we can pop items from the left and from the right. And next, we initialize the queue itself with the queue parentheses. We store the size of the window in a variable, in a member in the class. And we initialize the sum whenever we need to calculate an average. We treat it as sum on the whole solution, and then at the end we divide usually by the number of values. So let's look at the function itself, which calculates the moving average. So as we see here, then we got a new item. Someone called next on the class. We got a new item, which is value. We first check if we broke the conditions. This is very common in the coding interviews and algorithms. First check, did we break the condition? If yes, fix it. Fix the condition so that we didn't break it, and then go to the positive side. So did we break the condition? Is the current size of the queue larger than the size of the window? If yes, pop from the left and remove this item from the sum. So note that we didn't need first to go to the first item and remove it from the sum, because the pop left method itself on the queue already gives us the item itself. So all these nice little tricks are good in Python, because you see that it makes the code really small and makes your solution faster. In the interview, you don't need to think about too many lines. And then because they just called us with a single item, next we append the current item that they gave us to the queue. We add this item to the sum, and now the sum represents the size of the window, and we can just divide it by the length of the queue. Now, one question is, why did we use an if and not a while in the condition? Because in many questions, we use a while to check if we broke the condition, because they gave us only one value. If they gave us only one value to add to the right, we would need to remove only one value from the left if we broke the condition. This was the calculating the moving average dynamically whenever we get a new input Leetcode interview question. As you saw, although it was an easy question, we get many tips here. How to pop from the left. Pop from the left returns us the value, calculating average with sum divided by the length, and checking for breaking conditions, in this case with an if and not with a while. And using, of course, the queue, import from collections the queue.